Alrighty, guys. I had about 5.5 hours of audio to go through, and I had told a couple people, "Hey, Ron," about some audio that I had heard about what was going on in the Bahamas. So I spent like 5.5 hours today recording snippets. And what the snippets are is basically what we listened to last night, but it was of the day before. And this is where they actually say, hey, Karen, they're saying that literally they had the Bahamas National Guard and the cops and everything in the jail. They specifically say that right towards the end. So I basically just recorded, everything they were saying instead of broadcasting 5.5 hours. So I'm going to get started and play it now. Here you go.
I came on here for information about where I could go to.
By the way, I did try to upload it. Hey, Gus, I did try to upload it, and you can't upload audio. And then I would have had to went outside and for 25 minutes, like, I don't know, film the trees blowing. And that wasn't happening. So it's a lot easier and faster for me just to go live and then play the audio. It's 25 minutes done. Who knows? I mean, if you don't format it right, it could take 9 hours to upload. I'm not about all that. So here we go.
It's here in the Bahamas on my other profile, and I got blocked from speaking. I don't understand why, and if anybody could give me information on that, I would greatly appreciate it before I get blocked again for no reason.
Okay, gotcha. That would make sense. I've heard there might be a double landfall, slight landfall in Charleston and then Hatteras, I believe.
Hey, Kat, that was me that accidentally blocked you, and then you were unblocked. I was trying to block somebody else, and Sabrina beat me to it. So I apologize for that. Now, as for wanting to volunteer in the Bahamas, you're not going to want to go down there right now. They got the Haitian pirates starting up with the National Guard. It's basically a little war down there you don't want to get stuck in the middle of. National Guard's actually pulling out right now.
Oh, okay. I understand. Shit happens sometimes with my French. Wow, that's crazy. My friend and I, we wanted to, she's a nurse, so we wanted to go down there and figure out how to help them out after the floodwaters recede and all that. But since you say that, I will give her a little heads up too. Thank you.
Really quick, I'm trying to look up some of the internet sold being a piece of junk. Could someone give me like a estimated area on where Wilmington, North Carolina is? I'm gonna look that up, but again, the internet's crapping out on me.
No problem. We're just here to make sure everybody stays safe. We appreciate you wanting to go down off of your assistance.
You see, I'm a fireman, so I do a lot of that all the time. So I'm used to rescuing people, stop everything. So I'm ready to go too. Whenever they call me, I'm going.
Yeah, copy that, King. You ain't alone. I went down there for Florence. I'm from here in the Buffalo area. Right now I'm in a town called Springville. I'm at a job site in the same motorhome that I used to go down there for Florence. It was used as a command post when I was there. You ain't the only fighter, I hear you. I just couldn't make it. I couldn't afford the gas to get down there to help y'all.
Hey Tina, did you see that photo that they posted? It looked like the winds went up again. I think earlier it was like 105, now they're 110. See that?
Yeah, you're right about that.
Who's available at the moment? I've got a video on some more updates for the fatalities that just came across.
Civil War breakouts. Jeez, man. Abaco Island. Stay away from that island. We're monitoring that situation in Abaco through our government contacts in the Bahamas, and we will let you know when that's cleared. But there's a civil war going on right now on that island with some Haitian immigrants who've armed up and take over that island.
Richard, you can send that to me. I'll get to it right now. I'm just working on a document. I'll see if I can get to that.
Roger.
So that means that Trump needs to step in and do something about that, because he is the head in command, right or wrong. So he needs to step up and make sure that the people that's going to really help out them get in and push the other one, Haitians, back, right or wrong.
Really quick, in Charleston, South Carolina, does anyone have any wind reports on them currently? Because from my forecast update, it said that the tropical storm force winds should be around Charleston by Wednesday at 8 p.m. I'm just trying to confirm that.
Yeah, war's going on. National Guard. I'm not sure. I have to find out which National Guard. I guess it's ours, because we have Coast Guard assets there. And our Coast Guard shut down operations. They're not willing to fly into that war zone.
We're actually helping out. If I'm correct, that's a British island. Abacos are actually more of the British-owned island. And those are actually Haitian pirates that came through, and that's who was trying to take it over. No, we all know a little bit of something. We all know a little bit of something that somebody else don't know, that's all.
Yeah, I told my best friend what was going on with the Haitians, and she's like, oh, I don't see anything about this on the news. And I was like, yeah, they're not going to post it on the news. That's why I'm dispatched, and that's why I'm using Zello to get information that's not going to be posted on the news. You can't trust everything on the news as it is anyway, sadly.
It's easy as rolling the boys in and taking over the island either. We can't go to war with them, at least directly, right now. Just roll.
Copy, I'll check that right now.
Thank you. I appreciate it. The reason why I ask is because it said that in Charleston they're supposed to arrive by 8 o'clock today. So I know that was about 2 hours ago, so I was just curious.
Hey, Watchdog, I have a contact in the background that is contacting the Coast Guard right now to find out the levity of that situation, see if it's real. I will know here soon for sure. This person's super connected, and they have teams on the ground in those areas, so I'll know about that soon. I'll let you guys know on here. Hey, watch team, did y'all hear what's going on in the Bahamas, Abaco Island?
Negative.
All right, there's a report that Bahama Haitian gangs have taken over either the whole Abaco Islands or part of it, and are trying to cause a civil war and making rescue operations cease there. Right now, we can't get any tickets in there, but I've called a contact that's pretty connected, and they're calling the Coast Guard contact they have that is really high up, and we'll find out if that's true or not. It's been all over Facebook, and I got hit up with a message that a little while ago, so sorry I've been off comms, but I had to go take care of that.
No big deal, and I really hope that's not the case, because that's just terrible that that's happening right now, if that's the case.
Hey y'all, I'm heading to Jacksonville right now, about 20 minutes out. Can anyone tell me where the most affected area in South Carolina is right now? I'm trying to figure out some proximity stuff on whether we're going to drive there tonight.
Hey guys, I posted a warning this morning around, I want to say around 4 a.m. We were getting reports that there were armed looters that were going in and removing people from their home and taking over their property. And there was a few pictures that were associated with it. And now we're getting reports that it's actually like whole gangs that are going in there. So I would not think that any of that is a lie.
Oh, well, I'm definitely going to find out. I have someone that is very high up, connected with the federal government. I'll find out here in a minute if that's true or not for sure. There's a great possibility it is true, but this person has teams in the Abaco Islands, and I mean, they go all over the world and do this kind of stuff. They see all kinds of threats all the time, so I'll know soon what they are. Medic, hit me up in the background. Do you have any of those pictures? If you do, send them to me in the background. I'm going to go ahead and put them in. Go ahead and send them to them if you have them. Do you have them?
Eternal Entropy, no, this is not the Cajun Navy, but there are members of the Cajun Navy on this channel. And to the other question that was asked by Tanner Mack, we don't know 100% just a moment, but the Charleston area, Mount Pleasant moving straight up through, Mount Pleasant, then into Charleston, moving straight up through into Charlotte, Wilmington. That whole area is going to get hit hard.
I'm just curious how that.
That's before you get there.
What happened if the Coast Guard can't do anything? They're going to bring a task force in next, and after that, they're going to bring the Royal British military in there, and then they'll really take care of it. That's what I heard that will happen, and if it is going down, those people will be forced out real quick.
If you just so happen to have to go through those areas.
As a volunteer that didn't have a PayPal,
and caught in the crossfire or anything, but I mean, again, that is ridiculous, and that has to happen.
Marines in, blow them to shreds.
The Royal British military, they're no joke either, man. So, I mean, it's British owned. Bahamas is owned by the British, so they'll take care of business. Coast Guard's got some pretty serious firepower too, so I'll find out soon what's going on with it for sure. We just need to keep doing our job, so we're doing good, but sadly, no rescues can go on in there right now.
I hear that.
After every major storm that hits, these areas where government is a little bit unstable, but the British aren't going to allow them to come in there and take anything over, and obviously, the U.S. will step in and help out.
I just searched it on Google and I can't find anything about it anywhere.
Yeah, well, they're not going to put that on the news and cause mass hysteria. They're not going to put that on the news. The news only tells you what you want. It wants you to be like a little sheep and sit in front of the TV and be okay. So that's what they roll, man. That's how they roll. That's why we have USCF in the Zello channel, and that's why we have the watch. We don't just work hurricanes. We work all the time. All the time. Especially during any flooding or domestic terrorist attacks. We did the one at the Jacksonville landing last year. Reported on it first on here, and so yeah, that's what USCF does, man. They bring out the real stories, not the covered ones that the government hides from us.
Thanks, buddy. Really what I'm looking for is tickets, because we go where the tickets are mainly in terms of people that need rescued based on the resources that we have right now. So I'll definitely be looking at the radar and where weather-wise is most effective, but I'm really looking to see if somebody can help keep track of people where the people need help.
Generally concerned with what happens afterwards. So if it's not hit, that's good, because I was a little worried about potential rioting from less economically privileged people. She doesn't live in the best area. You know what I'm talking about.
Really just, AJ, did you catch the last? I'm really just, if you can look at crowdsource and see if there's any tickets in South Carolina yet, that's really what I'm looking for. I'm driving right now, so any help in that realm would be appreciated. And boom.
For who they are, because they
reports that are popping up on the news down here in Florida that they are already getting things washing up on shore down towards the Miami area and moving up the coast. They found a big bundle of cocaine and other debris that's washing up on shore.
Dispatch Sabrina, you got ears on?
Yes, sir. What's up?
a couple hours ago. We know all about that. It was about 15 kilos. So 20 to $30,000 worth on the street in Florida. Guarantee it was a mule in a boat trying to go through the hurricane, and glad he met his demise. I'm glad they found the cocaine.
Being told, obviously this isn't going through the news, but we're being told to be ready to start having bodies actually start washing up on shore to, be ready for recovery.
I was waiting for somebody to catch that.
About an hour ago, the first helicopter with my family members came in. It was my brother and sister-in-law, Charles Cook and Angela Cook. My sister-in-law, their roof collapsed on her. She was trapped under the roof for 17 hours. My brother couldn't find her. He set the dog in there, and the dog is a shepherd. And he found her, but he couldn't lift the roof off of her. So she was stuck underneath that roof for 17 hours until there was a break in the storm and the neighbors came over to help. They took her across to their house. Today was the first day we've been able to get her out. She can't walk. The second helicopter that came in brought in a family to come down the shore that had been separated. And also my nephew's wife was on. They have a home where all the families going to go to Lutheran because there's nothing in Abaco. Abaco is very bad right now. I am so disappointed in our defense force, and I don't know what trouble I'll get into for saying that, but I have to say that because they are looting terribly. They've already taken over one neighbor's house. They're coming by water. These people have guns. Okay, our defense force cannot handle this. We need help. I'm sorry, but we need help. This is a major catastrophe. My nephew's wife was saying that it is scary. They're throwing rocks at you. They're breaking your windows that aren't broken. The houses that are still intact, they're trying to take them over. They're looting everything. It's horrible, guys. It's horrible.
There's nothing left in most of Marsh Harbor. No homes, no banks, no gas stations, no hardware stores. It's just total, everything's gone. People are starting to panic, pillaging, looting, trying to shoot people for food and water. Everyone's gonna get out.
The experience was terrible, absolutely horrible. Well, it was during the storm. The last 24 hours wasn't so bad. We were in a safe place. My son had a house, a second-story stayed intact. So that's where we've been since the eye of the storm. We've been there. Haven't been in. I'm in the same clothes that I was in the storm. Stayed like that for 2 or 3 hours. So the eye of the storm. We've been through all kinds of hurricanes, all kinds of storms. Never anything like that. I mean, it was like we were standing in the middle of the ocean. That's what it looked like. Waves of water just crashing in over. Horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. But all I can say, God is with us. That's the only reason we're alive. The Lord kept us alive.
Thomas?
Yeah, my wife just told me 20 plus passed. Is that what you're talking about?
No, worse than that. We don't know it's true yet. I got somebody in the background that neck of the federal government. What's going on possibly is a Haitian Bahamian gang up in the Abaco Islands with machine guns, looting and taking over people's homes, trying to cause civil war. And all rescues right now up in those areas have been suspended at this time. So trying to get it vetted and see if it's true or not, because this person I know has several teams in there and several up in those areas. You know, they've been hearing about it all day, but it's never really been vetted yet. So they're calling the Coast Guard really high up. Um, all the police are in jail. They've taken over every police car. They need to get out. Anybody that's in that area, that anybody on here has a contact with it, maybe in that area, they need to get out. But we have to be careful talking to these Bahama people that are coming in the channel. Watchdog said some of them may be the pirates or connected to them, so we have to be careful.
Go ahead with the question.
On the insurrection of the Haitian pirates, it's not just Abaco Island, it's also Grand Bahamas. They have all the Royal Guard police in hostage, locked in jail cells, and people who are flying planes in to those islands, those planes are getting hijacked, the pilots are getting pulled out of the planes, and their resources and supplies are getting taken. So this is a very serious situation. The British Navy and the U.S. Navy are rolling in, and both of these islands are no-go zones, absolutely no-go zones.
So we do have numbers from sellers themselves.
We could do that. Mods, you guys are, you can keep up with that too, please. I'm having to do a lot in the back channel here, so that's what I'm doing right now. And please, y'all are doing a good job. Just keep intervals between 5 seconds between transmissions. Thanks, guys.
Well, we ought to go on down there and whip some Haitian ass then, huh?
Yeah, I want to throw a drone up and watch the fun. The Navy, British and U.S. Navy are en route. So yeah, they're taking personal planes from people. People are flying in to help with their personal planes, and these guys are ripping the pilots out of the planes and taking their supplies and locking it. They've got all the police, local police on those islands are all locked up in their own jails right now, taken hostage.
Watchdog made an announcement on the main channel. He said that the U.S. Navy and the British Navy are moving into the Bahamas.
Hey, I just got back on here. What's going on?
Hey, who was asking for the wins for Charleston?
Have taken Abaco as well as Grand Bahama Islands hostage. You got National Guard is pulled back, refusing to help. You got the American Navy as well as the British Navy going in there to shut them down.
Tina, that was me.
Direct no-go zones for anybody wanting to help. They've been, like Watchdog said, and I was getting the news too. They're hijacking private planes. They've got the local police sitting in their own jail. Yeah. Haitian pirates.
Well, I do have an update on my radar.
Our Black Hawk helicopters have taken machine gun fire, not semi-auto machine gun. These guys have machine guns. Yeah, like I said from day one, you know, we're not sending anybody in there without being armed, and this is the kind of stuff that happens. So they made a policy: no one's allowed to come with weapons, so only these guys have the weapons. That's the problem with gun regulation. Only the bad guys who don't care for any law, they're going to have the guns, and we're not. So we're not going there. That's our policy. If we can't go in armed, we don't go.
Watch team, really quick. Can I get a radio check?
They're out. They have Marines with them, I would think. Might get real interesting.
So you guys are saying that Abaco and Grand Bahama's been taken over? Like, am I getting that right? Because I have a whole team of people in Grand Bahama right now, and I'm freaking out.
I'm gonna go and check on my friends up in North Carolina.
The main channel for a little
while and monitor over there. It seems to have a lot of activity. People are starting to freak out over this report of armed takeover.
Yeah, you're right. They better just stay low and stay away from wherever, wherever the Bahama jail is, where these guys are being held hostage, and wherever planes are landing and wherever boats are coming in. They better stay away from those areas, because these guys are looting, they're hijacking, they've got control of the island right now, and they have machine guns.
On YouTube of a lady who was waiting for her sister to be medevaced, and she was pleading for help because people were being held at gunpoint in their homes from these people, wanting their belongings and everything.
Moderator, guys, I wasn't trying to step on y'all's toes or answering his questions. I've just copied and pasted the answer so many times.
And that was 24 minutes. So, I think I called into a few people. So here's how I connected the dots. On Monday, I had heard that our SEAL team was going out to the Bahamas. I think the hurricane hit like Saturday. So I went to Kev and I'm like, Kev, why would they be sending the SEAL team to the Bahamas after a hurricane? And he said, well, only if they were, they had to rescue someone that was important. So I was like, it didn't make sense. So then Brian, a good friend of mine, he's out in North Florida. He traveled into West Palm Beach, so he could help with any rescue. So on his way to West Palm Beach, now I don't know if he exaggerated, but he said he saw a convoy of about 700 military vehicles. And they were aggressive with them. Like they didn't want him to get in between the convoy. He had one vehicle come up that was bumping him. So, because he had slowed down. It was kind of like military police or something like that. So he had told me that. And really nothing clicked. It's like I get little drops of information. And then like one day my brain goes pop, pop, pop. So before I did my 12-hour stream, I heard this and I was like, whoa, that's why I streamed what I streamed yesterday. I thought, well, maybe they'll give some more intel. And I'm not really tech savvy. So then I was thinking to myself, this all makes sense, right? So, hey, Truth Seeker, I'm like, this all makes sense. So I was like, I sat through, I rolled out of bed today and I was like, all right, how am I going to do this? And I haven't gotten what drop yet for the OBS. And I was like, oh man, what am I going to do? Go film because I was trying to put it through my system and add a picture and then just add the audio so I didn't have to go live. Right. Yeah, that didn't work. So, I was just trying to do what I could. And so I was like, well, screw it. I went through 5.5 hours. I just edited the best I could because I've never done this before. So I could put all the clips together. Yeah, I don't have that on here. It's just whatever came with my laptop. So, and I was even going to do, if I knew the OBS, I was going to mess with that. But I was like, you know what? This is way too important to get out there. And I'll throw my hat on and just get on here live. And then y'all can spread it to other channels and use the link. I don't care. It's fair use. Anybody can use this work because this is really, just like Drop said, this is a prelude of what and how fast society can actually it can break down. I mean, these poor people, they probably treaded water. They lost loved ones. They're saying what, 20 people perished? No way. That guy on Fox News today, I saw that too, Bruce. And he said that there were arms and legs sticking out. It smelled. And then the one news article, and I'd seen that a couple days ago. They were like, oh, the population of the island, 70,000. And then they said, yeah, we're going to need water for about 62,000. Well, I don't know. I'm not a rocket scientist, but 62 from 70,000 means there's 8,000 people that are probably lost or perished or just went out to sea. And, my big thing is, why isn't the main news covering this? Why? I mean, I would think this is important. This should get a lot of the naysayers about, oh, well, I'm Christian. I got God, Jesus, the creator on my side. But even in the Bible, he says, get some food and go into the mountains. That's why I cooked that chicken yesterday. I'm like, if this house blows down and I die, I ain't going to heaven hungry. So yeah, Tennessee, it's wild, but even people that wanted to go and do the rescue, they were like, it's a no-go zone, because they had, Haitian people. And that one area that guy was in, he said that was where all the shipping containers were over. That was all those were the poor people. Now those nice people out in the Bahamas let some of those nice Haitian people become a citizen. And look how well that turned out. When you get people coming from third world countries, okay, they've been surviving what little bit. They steal people's food, this, that, and the other. And don't think you're not going to get shot over a bottle of water. When somebody has to give their kid, because there's no milk, they got to give that kid a little bottle of water, you will get killed for one little measly bottle of water, for one little morsel of food. So I think that, we should actually look at this and learn from it. And I hope more people start prepping. And I mean, okay, granted, a whole cupboard full of food might not help those people too good, unless they could dig through the Rebel and find a can of soup that they could pull a tab. But exactly. Tennessee, they do it in the freaking cities. Remember those $600 Nike shoes? I don't know. There's some people that are poorer than dirt and collect all the government goodies, and they walk around with $600 red Nike shoes. And they'll get shot for those shoes. They were getting shot for their coats. I mean, and these people, they know a lot more. And there's, I think there was a 4 and 5 part to this because the stream ended and then it restarted. That stream was deleted. It was gone today. So, I mean, there was more I could have added. Right? There you go, Osama. Anything. But I mean, I think that hit Saturday. It's like 6 days after the storm now. Okay, most hate it. Thanks for stopping. But that's just 6 days. This is how fast society broke down. And don't think it can't happen here. Hi, Dev. Right? So, I mean, and like I said, the mainstream, all it is just a political boxing match. Oh, impeach. Oh, the delusion, right? Screw all that. This is real news. And we should demand, and everybody should boycott every major news channel until they flip and give us the real news. I don't want their opinion about the politics. If they want to do opinion on politics, do a 1-hour show. Y'all can sit around and have coffee and say how, but everything that comes out of their mouth, chomp, 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 chomp. I'm so fucking tired of hearing about it. Get a life. Report the real news. This is news. And I just happened on this stuff. I don't watch TV either. The only thing Kev comes out and he watches Jerry Springer, and it's all pre-recorded so he can fast forward through the stupid commercials. Hey, Mitch. Then he watches the Live PD. That's it. Once in a while, the Travel Channel. That's it. That's all we watch. Well, I stay in the living room and I have my laptop going all the time, but that's it. And here's the crazy thing. The government actually gives CNN money to bring us the news. ABC, CBS, Fox, they all get money. These tech companies, YouTube, for making us just sick to our stomachs about taking away our stinking First Amendment and banning us and silencing us, they get money from the government. I say stop paying these people. They're making us miserable. Exactly, True Seeker. Oh, yeah, Soros. Don't get me started, Dev. He's a piece of shit. I'm going to find out where that man's buried, and I swear to God, I'm going to piss on his grave. I'll go live and do it. I'll probably get banned, but that's okay. I've been kicked out of better places. Thank you, Crystal. Yeah, I'm not tech savvy, so I recorded all that, and then like they'd start talking and I had to back up. So it was way more than 5.5 hours of clips. But I started just recording it, and I was going to go through the whole thing. I'm like, nobody's going to want to sit here for 5.5 hours, get in, get out really fast. And if anybody's like me, I subbed to over 1,000 people. And, I don't get to make it to everyone's channel all the time. Yeah, there you go, Mitch. Maybe that's what we should do. We should all meet somewhere and pop up a collection and just dump the pee on them. With our luck, though, our DNA would freaking bring them back. That lousy creep. Oh, yeah, Drop, I heard that. Now, am I correct that they've now deemed the NRA and all the supporter as terrorists? Yet Antifa runs wild in the cities, knocking out old people and gay people, and we can't say they're terrorists? How crazy is that? And the NRA is good, law-abiding people that support it. That's just crazy. It's like the world turned upside down, man. I don't know. I don't know. I guess we were all, I think, on autopilot, and we just figured, oh yeah, we're just going to get old and enjoy our 3 years, or even if we make it to Social Security retirement. I've watched it, Dev. It's good. Well, Tennessee, that's just the way Hitler started out. Hitler did all the socialism program. He got everybody hooked on, oh, yes, we're the government. We're going to take care of you. And then what did he do? He shut all the money off. And then the people starved. That's how you weaken a nation. Hungry people will agree to anything. It's just like, all of our freaking farmland. That's no mistake. I don't think that's no mistake. That was foots of water. We don't even see footage anymore. Did that water ever sink into the ground? I mean, they don't even cover that. Hey, here's our farmland. Well, Drop, the one thing, I think that everybody needs a little hope. And the one thing, even if he is an actor, here's the thing. People are waking up. People actually got real hope. Now, I'm betting if Trump is actually pulling for the people, here's what I'm betting. He's going along and saying, yes, we got to have more gun regulation, right? Knowing that the Congress is going to sit on their hands and figure Trump wants it, we ain't giving it to him. Then anything that happens, we can blame it on him. Of course they do. And then they want to replace us with dumb people that aren't going to ask questions. Yeah, right. So, but yeah, no, Tennessee, I went on and on for almost 5.5 hours one day screaming about it. Because someone said, mistook something I said. They sent, I mean, I had cops at my house with guns drawn. So I know dang well what can happen. That's why I ranted about it. But you know, and then if they do these red flag laws, because the therapists, psychologists, psychiatric people, if they think you're any kind of harm, they're going to take away your medical rights. The HIPAA law says that your medical information is to be kept private. Okay, that's going to go out the windows. Don't think they're not going to connect what every medication you ever took in your life, any psych evaluation, and is not going to be able to be reached by a national database, which would just, you know, work for the internet, because what are they doing? They're stealing our information. And, you know, they're building profiles on us. You know, and then any medication. Okay, if you took drugs for ADD, you can't have a gun. Okay, I don't know, a loved one passed away, you were depressed, and a doctor, they overuse that. They don't say, well, you're just in a bad mood. You're a little, nope, everyone's depressed. So what do? Then they dope you up with more junk. It's all there in our files. It's just, you know, it's all medically there. If you've ever been given, they're going to use all this information. How many people do you actually think never took a drug in their life or never had a downtime when they lost a loved one? That means everybody, there's going to be, I don't know, out of 270 million people, I don't know, maybe 1 million. And they probably all work for the government, and they're going to have a shoe-in for it. Of course, drop. And I mean, I'm seeing it, and other people are seeing it, but nobody's talking about it. See, once they slide in all the mum and, oh, you can't say that, we're banning your channel. Okay, then you can't talk about it. And then what do? Then they're going to take the guns. First, it's going to be your speech. That's why it's the First Amendment. Then it's going to be your guns. So it's you know, it's out there. I guess you just, most people, I mean, some people, they're working 2 jobs, and they, you know, they just turn on the internet or something to watch a movie or pop a DVD in and, you know, catch an hour of news. I used to watch 4 hours of news before I went to sleep after all day of listening to stuff on the computer. Yeah, exactly. And yet, John, Antifa can come up and cold clock you and probably kill you by accident because your head hits the ground and it splits open. And that's okay. Drop, you know, we're all sitting here going ding, 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 ding. And you can't wake up people that want to live in a fantasy land. And that's all it is. I mean, I was there. I thought everything was okay. I didn't think any of my rights were, you know, I'm a pretty good person. Did I get in stupid trouble? Sure, I did. I got in lots of stupid trouble. But I never thought I was losing my rights. I never saw this coming. You know, the day I woke up, when I got pissed off at my doctor and I dumped my drugs that they had me on, you know, from car accidents and everything else. That's right, cat lover. Everybody has their head in the sand. So, you know, they're either going to wake up and move along, or they're going to get left behind. And I don't think they're going to be talking about it, you know, because when things come down, it's just like, you know, all these immigrants, we don't know who they are. How can we arrest them? They have no identity. You have to have an identity to get arrested. That's why these young punks today, they know this. They're a passenger in a car. Yep, nope. I don't have an ID. And they could say they're Mickey Mouse. It's not illegal to run around without an ID on you, even though the cops say, well, you got to have an ID. Yeah, no, nowhere in the law does it say that. Well, cat lover, look at Caitlin. That guy killed that girl, raped her, killed her, and now he's out on an appeal. He won his appeal. I didn't even look into it. I don't even know why. But that's why we're getting flooded with migrants. And then, they're committing all these crimes. And we're like, if we did that, we would be locked up. Well, because we are cargo. We're cargo. The United States of America, Inc. owns us. There's something I wrote down. I'll bring it up sometime. Drop did the video on it. You literally, if you go into a federal court, you are a piece of cargo. I'm telling you guys, sub to Drop and go look at his he'll probably drop a link. Look at that one video he did. You're not even a living human being unless if you go into a federal court, unless you actually state that. Drop. I try to get all your videos, even though I do try to comment on everyone's video. And sometimes, I get clogged up just from streaming the other day. I had like 70 some videos that, and of course I go through the titles, I'm not going to lie about it. Of course we do, Truth. We got all kinds of crap. We got freaking Ebola here in our country. And that's, it's all by design. To some of these creeps, it's just like taking an eraser to a chalkboard. Your life doesn't matter. Yeah, she's this is Monks. She's her sister is a Red Point. They're not all Siamese. They're rescues. One of my neighbor's kid was real rough with them and like tossed them around. The one cat kind of walks a little sideways. I think something happened to her spine. And this one, I'm not even sure. She's just real skitsy. So the lady was going to take them to the pound. And I have known the cats because I had, cat sit it. And she's like, well, if you don't want them, I'm going to take them to the pound. And then I was afraid to get separated. And they were sisters and all. And I really like Siamese cats. So I was like, okay, I'll take them. And at that time, that made 5 cats. And now I'm down to 3. And as they're getting older, as they pass away, I'm going to go ahead and I can't. I'm getting too old. I'm 54. So I have to, 3 cats are rescues and the dog's a rescue. The only thing that was actually chosen, bought, and paid for is a drunken parrot that swears like a sailor. And I didn't teach her all that, okay? On my behalf, I worked as a DJ in a bar. They did that. She'd walk down the bar. She'd go up one side, in their mouth, in their ear, and then she'd go over to their drink their money, and then throw a couple dollars to the bartender. So, yeah, she was a working bird. She used to make $40 a day in tips. And let me tell you, out there in Florida, man, you could pay up to $80 for a toy. And I didn't take her into work every day. I'd take her in like once, maybe twice a week. She had her own fan base. Yeah, it's just, Drop. I sent you that picture. I went to give her a little bit. That beer was all the way in the bottom and I tipped it up. She freaking grabbed that beer can, ran up, and I'm like, it's empty. She ran all the way up and over and hid inside of her cage, figuring she ain't getting up. She did. And she's not supposed to really have alcohol. She's not supposed to have coffee. They say a little teeny bit of red wine and it helps them talk a little bit. But yeah, and she'll just, oh my God, whether it's a cup of coffee, a can of soda, if I'm drinking it, she wants it. She hangs off her cage and just screams. And they got like the decibels of a jet airplane. So, but all right, guys. So let's see, Norwegian Forest drop off. Oh, yeah, about your kitty. So I know everybody's like really like they bounce around and everything. Yeah, especially it relaxes me, drop. I'm always so tightly wound and just takes a couple of glasses, then I kind of sit back and I'm like, oh. So but anyway, I really didn't plan on going live tonight. Oh, cool, cat lover. I didn't plan on going live, but I had to get this out there. So, guys, I never say share my videos. I'm going to say it this one time. I never care if you like the videos, you don't like the videos, but I'm saying this is something that should be shared, and that's why I don't want to make it real, real long. So, hi, New England. So, you can drop a link. If people don't know who Marf is, drop a link in here, and then I'll end the stream and meet you guys over at Marf. You're welcome, Cat Lover. I'm telling you, I told you I had good information, didn't I? It just, I don't think you expected it to be all that good. And I was like, whoa. Awesome, Truth the Seeker. I'm definitely going to make it over to your channel and go through your videos. Yeah, and a cat lover, a lot of times people think that you're just promoting a channel, and you can ask anyone. I'm like, I don't care about the subs. Last night, I had 264 views when I finished the show, and guess what? If you look back, I took pictures because I know what they do. You can't unview yourself. There's like 213 views. I know what they're doing. Screw them. Even if there's only 12 people in my channel and somebody wants to hang out, that's just fine with me. I'm not here for 1 million views. I'm here to educate or at least give a good opinion about something that's going on. So, somebody actually did a video. They were upset. They're like, where's my people? And I'm like, look, if I get 8 views, that's fine. I'm not making money off of this. I don't care. You come, if but this one thing I'm saying, share it, wear it, and get it out there because it's so close to what can happen here. It's that fast and that easy for society to break down. And then you got somebody just strolling along, coming up in boats, and hey, it's pay time. They're looting the people that perished, and it could very well happen here. So, okay, guys, love you. God bless.